Marissa Tansino joins us
Marissa
live
Tansino
now.
is live in
Marissa Tansino standing by.
I'm Marissa Tansino.
WNBF News reporter Marissa Tansino.
Reporter Marissa Tansino looked into
Marissa Tansino joins
Marissa
us now.
Tansino is live now in Myrtle Beach. Marissa,
These are the worst winds that I have seen this whole time being in Lumberton. A sled helicopter is actually landing right now as I'm talking to you. So drivers can't get through and come over here to the bridge. You can take a look right now and see that the bridge is closed. He took his boat out today like some of the people you see behind me here. The traffic lights in that intersection are swinging. This is going to be the only exit you're able to take if you're coming from Myrtle Beach on 22. Any use of a cell phone while driving a car. Something McGinnis says is really serious because any distraction, even if only for a few seconds, could mean the difference between life and death. Right behind me, there is a downed tree. It looks like it was just uprooted completely. If you have lawn furniture outside, if you have pots and plants, take those inside. Again, this is still a very active scene here. We will continue to bring you updates as we get them. You can see that the roads are fine right now, but to give you an idea of how cold it actually is, take a look at this frozen fountain. It is frozen solid. You can see how devastated that building is and what's left of it. Toss the keys to someone who's sober and can safely get behind the wheel. Signs still up here, as you can see, at Laura City Hall, letting people know that they're still located down the street, 9th Avenue North here. Traffic is moving one way. Others watched everything unfold from right here on the beach. This morning, I'm brushing up on my skating skills, and guess what? You can too. It's one thing to just hear bits and pieces of this family story, but earlier today, Kimberly McCord actually walked me through what law enforcement told her to do when she walked out of her house with her hands over her head, surrounded by police.
We're getting a call about a male who said he just shot his wife.
We were just kind of hanging out.
It's going to be a Green Bay Trail.
And my wife came in with her phone.
Be advised, he said he had a shotgun.
I'm on speakerphone with her, hearing her police scanner in the background.
So I turned it on, and the first thing I hear is my name.
Confusion and fear took over the McCord household Monday night.
And I'm thinking, you know, this has got to be a mistake.
It was, but no one knew it yet.
I immediately called the non-emergency number just to see what was going on. So I called them and said, hey, I heard you guys were looking for me. What's up? I'm here. You know, can you come talk to me? And he immediately put me on the phone with the hostage negotiator.
Bob says the hostage negotiator asked his wife Kimberly and brother-in-law Michael questions over the phone without Bob's interference. They hoped this situation was close to being over, but little did they know
Stage 103 SWAT's being activated.
it wasn't.
So let's just do what they say, even though this is crazy. And that's essentially what we did.
I had guns drawn on me, which was terrifying. I've never had a gun pointed at me.
Kimberly McCord says she was the first one ordered out of the home because from the false call, police thought she was the one in danger.
The officer behind this tree told me to turn around with my hands up.
Eventually, Kimberly says she was placed in handcuffs, and it wasn't until she was escorted off her property that she realized how many police officers were around her home.
This is a very serious situation. You have to stay calm, cool, and collected.
There was tactical cops out there. There were people that were just ready to do business. And I was just glad that when they put the cuffs on me, I felt relieved.
Being a retired police officer himself, McCord understood the Myrtle Beach police officers were just doing their jobs in this situation. They hope this spreads awareness that prank calls like this aren't a joke and this doesn't happen to anyone else. Yeah, well, Meredith and Erica, at this point, most people who live here don't even know what condition their home is in. We took a boat ride in this neighborhood earlier today, and in some places, the water gets as deep as 4 feet. But right now, people who live in this community are just trying to hold on to each other while they wait for the water to go down, and then the cleanup process can begin.
Maybe it's 1, 2, 3.5 here.
Water so deep, boats have to be driven through this Bucksport neighborhood.
Right now it's just devastating.
Most left their homes while they stand and watch on some of the only pavement left in the area, wondering when they'll be able to go back.
They were able to rebuild, and as soon as they rebuild, then this happened.
Hurricane Matthew left its mark in Bucksport back in 2016, and now the same homeowners are facing the same nightmare again.
It has been a long process.
But some roots go back centuries.
My grandmother was born 1896 here.
Some of the individuals in the community with boats, they would come in and they would take us through just to see how our homes are.
But this is my hometown, so I'll do whatever I can do to help.
Glendale Hunt has lived in this community for 64 years and says when they were told the water was going to rise, he didn't want to take any chances.
They're going to be damaged, and it's going to take a while to get everything fixed.
Despite the damage most homeowners are anticipating, some are putting their worries behind them.
The Bible tells me don't worry. Why worry? It's material things. I don't worry about that.
And as the waters continue to rise,
Can't do nothing about nature, so.
the Bucksport community will come together.
If it affects one person in the community, it's affect everyone in the community.
And get through the aftermath of a hurricane
We'll recover and we'll do just fine.
once again. Now, most people I spoke with today are in good spirits, but unfortunately, this is just the beginning. Once the water here goes down, that's when the cleanup process will begin. Live in Bucksport tonight, Marissa Tansino, WMBF News. 2 months ago, this road here in Bucksport looked very different. You had to take a boat to get through. Since then, the water has receded, but it's still a long road ahead. That's not stopping this community, though, from remembering what to be thankful for this Thanksgiving.
We could never imagine growing up here that this very land would be underwater.
Born and raised in Bucksport, Kevin Michoud never imagined he and his family would face a tragedy as devastating and destructive as Hurricane Florence.
Tremendous adjustment.
2 months later, they're still in the process of rebuilding. His parents' home is completely gutted as they try and bring back what used to be.
All the furniture, the things that she's had quite some time, it all had to be discarded.
But they know that not everything will go back to the way it was before.
Very little was saved that we can remember from our childhood.
This Thanksgiving, Kevin's family, along with the rest of the community, are facing different challenges not every family runs into during the holiday season.
My mother always bakes cakes on Thanksgiving. That's one of the highlights of Thanksgiving. But this time she's at a neighbor's house using her oven.
And that's not stopping him from finding the positive in this situation.
Pies are being made somewhere else. The turkey's being made somewhere else. But we're all going to come together, and we're going to bring that together. That sounds just like the traditional Thanksgiving, right?
From a community that's been knocked down by 2 floods in the last 2 years.
When things become so easy and we become so complacent with life, we forget about the little things.
This Thanksgiving, they'll get right back up.
This is going to be one of the best ones we've had.
And keep marching on.
There's a lot of good in it. You just got to find it.
Kevin says he's thankful for all the help they've received, and he's hoping to wrap up the recovery process within the next 2 or 3 months. In Bucksport, Marissa Tansino, WMBF News.